Hey guys, this is Nina Means coming to you for our coffee talk this week. This is how we're getting our week started here. The last Monday of September 2020. I can't believe this is already coming to a close already this month. I feel like we just started September with Labor Day weekend. I hope you guys are doing well, that you're staying safe and healthy at home, or if you are out and about, that you're keeping distances and wearing your protective gear as much as you possibly can. We are in such a unique time. This year has been truly history in the making. So we hope that you guys are doing well. I know that there's some things that are coming up here shortly. We want to encourage you to kind of stay aware of everything that's going on culturally. And that's really one of the reasons why we wanted to do Coffee Talk, was to talk a little bit about what's happening now, not just with the department, but with what's happening with the industry as a whole. So this is really a great opportunity for us to share with you some of those things here. So what we're going to do today is talk a little bit about some of the things that are coming up with the Fashion Incubator. We've got a lot of programming coming up in the next few months, and this is a really exciting time for us. It's a really exciting time for the community at large. We've got a lot of different opportunities to engage. And so I'll tell you a little bit more about that. Additionally, got a little bit more business model talk I'd like to share with you guys this time around. We have been, kind of looking at different ways that businesses and brands go to market. And, our technology partner, Gerber Technology, has done a lot of incredible work in this space, helping factories to upskill and upgrade their technology to become more of an on-demand system. So I'll be talking a little bit more about that in just a minute. But what I want to do, guys, is I want to talk to you first about what's going on regarding the Fashion Incubator. So one of the things that we're really excited about is, we've been doing these YouTube live sessions. We, have always felt like this is kind of our hi, it's nice to meet you space. We haven't met yet. Here's our coffee talk and our workshop Wednesdays and our ACCFI Presents. And these are all on-demand free content on our YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button on your YouTube channel. Every time we go live, it'll let you know that we're up and ready to go. And we'd love to get a chance to talk with you about what's happening now in the fashion industry. The workshop Wednesdays is a time for us to get a chance to go through content that you've asked us to spend time, unpacking for you. It's just kind of a highlight, just 30 minutes a week. But it does give you a general idea of what different elements are going into things like technical design, technical packages, how do you communicate with factories, things of that nature. So very high level. We try to pack in as much as we can because we really believe in value. However, those are on-demand courses that and classes that you can take with us for free on our YouTube channels. This is a really great way to really engage with you and share with you what we're up to. The other thing that we're doing is our ACCFI Presents, and that's really where you get a chance to spend some more time with us, talking with other professionals in the industry. We sometimes go cross-sector, so we really believe in exploring things in the personal protective equipment space, especially because of what we're going through now in the pandemic, as well as talking to other industry professionals and veterans in the industry. And so we'll be having more of our partners come on to ACCFI Presents to get a chance to tell you more about all the exciting things that we've got coming up. The next section of what it is that we're doing is focused on really our what we call just our public offering, but it's a deeper dive, a little bit more content. It's over 6 weeks. And I'm really happy to announce that we are partnering with Macy's to deliver these courses, especially for you. They're virtual. It's our first virtual series. It's called The Future of Fashion. And this is really an opportunity for creatives who believe that they really want to start a business to start checking off those boxes of what are the kinds of things that I need to do in order to make this a reality. So we'll start off with just kind of what's the foundational framework, of what it means to be a design entrepreneur, kind of a fireside chat, kind of a moment of, clarity, so to speak, with some of our industry professionals and veterans who've been in the business and know what it means to be working in the design industry. So that'll just be a really great talk with some of our industry veterans in the area. Incredible folks. And then what we'll do is We'll get a chance to go over design and development, product production and supply chain. We'll talk about capital and financing, as well as marketing and sales and distribution. So you'll get a chance to hear from a variety of different professionals who can do incredible work in this space. And so we're really excited about what's possible here. We've got 2 different industry professionals per class, so you won't get inundated with just one point of view. You'll get a few different ideas for you to kind of think of different ways to characterize your business and how to get started. This is really just kind of I think this is something that I want to do. I'm not really sure if I have what it takes, but let me figure out what I need to do to get ready. And so these are those first few steps. And I think you'll really love it. They're for free. It's sponsored by our sponsor, Macy's. Macy's Barton Creek Square found us and connected with us and wanted to really promote what it is that we're doing. And we are really excited about this new partnership that we're launching with them to be able to bring this to you. So then the next area of our training with the Incubator is really what we call designers in residence. So this is our reason for incubation, right? This is the Incubator, is where you join us in a subsidized experience where we bring you in. We set up a studio. You get a mentor. We follow you forward. We build your business. We have a structured curriculum to really help you go from just starting out to starting to thrive. And so this is really an opportunity for businesses who need to understand a bit more about how to get their pricing right, how to land more contracts, how to build their business, how to grow their collection, how to grow their audience. All of these things are things that you'll get within the Designer in Residence program, but you'll get it with someone who's going to walk alongside of you and help you achieve your goals. So one of the things that we ask our designers in residence to do this year, our cohort is starting just this Thursday. We're very excited to bring them in. We're starting virtually. They were all asked to create questions of things that they wanted to make sure to get out of the entire process. So it launches in October, but they'll finish in September of next year with regular touch bases and whatnot. But they'll launch with the first September issue for cohort 1. So we're really excited. It'll be our first volume of the September issue of our first cohort of designers have gone through the Fashion Incubator. And we can't wait to share with you all the incredible work. They come from streetwear, they come from women's wear, contemporary, just beautiful casual wear, athletic. You guys are gonna love these designers. They are fantastic. So we can't wait to start introducing them to you. Shortly here, we'll start bringing them in and you'll get a chance to meet them all one by one. So we're very, very excited about this. The other thing that we're going to be doing, so the Designer Residence program, is really our reason for being. We really want to, promote and push a lot of resources into that program. We support them with sample room. We support them with production capability and know-how to connect them with outside resources. We've got a really robust and growing local community for apparel design, development, and manufacturing. And so we are working and diligently connecting all of those resources to help support these businesses to grow. So that's really key for us, is that, as the Fashion Incubator, that it's supportive of our local community as these brands develop. And so we do bring in other brands and other companies and other vendors to help support the development of these brands. So we're really excited about what these particular brands get that'll be unique to them. It's really the most hands-on and the most in-depth part of our program and what we do. And so it's really such a unique engagement. They use the Gerber technology equipment to create their collection season after season. It creates a lot of transparency. It creates a lot of sustainability, and it reduces their cost up front. The more technology they use, the more sustainable and the more affordable their brands become for them to bring to market and hopefully for customers to be able to enjoy. So this is something that we're really passionate about and something that we're very excited to be able to bring to market. And we believe that these brands are really going to thrive using the Gerber technology, as well as a lot of the resources here delivered by fashion industry veterans, our Fashion Incubator staff, and ACC as a whole. So we're very excited about what's coming up next. So that's launching this week. We can't wait to share with you all the great things that are coming out of that. So the last thing that I want to mention, and this is something that is coming up here very, very soon, we'll be going live with the application here in just a couple of weeks. But one of the things that ACC has been brought into recently is a very exciting project with the U.S. Embassy in Cairo, Egypt. We are starting to do accelerated programming for brands that are ready to scale globally. So this is kind of we've kind of stair-stepped the levels of engagement, and now this is really our accelerated business models to help brands get into international markets. And we're very, very excited about this. We are supporting a handful of brands from the Austin area and a handful of brands from Egypt, from Cairo. And they'll actually be doing a virtual learning experience together starting in December. They'll do that through the month of April. And then they'll also get a chance to do a physical exchange, hopefully next fall. So barring any delays with the pandemic, our plan is that by the end of next year, we'll be looking at a physical exchange between brands in Egypt and brands in Austin. And so this is going to be a really exciting program. This is fully funded by the Embassy in Cairo. So we thank our partners there through the City of Austin Economic Development Department Global Business Expansion Team, who have put our program as the primary delivery vehicle for this experience. So we are pulling all of the resources together. We've got all of this great content planned, and we've got incredible veterans. And I just keep saying veterans, but I'm just saying, like, we are bringing seasoned industry professionals who know their stuff to help you grow and accelerate your business and get to the next level. So we'd love to see brands who are ready to go global, as well as brands who've been in business for some time, and have sales over the last few years, but are looking to create ways to continue to grow. So this is really an opportunity for you to go ahead and put that application in when it goes live here in a few weeks. And October 15th is whenever it's supposed to go live. It's a bit of a lengthy application, so just be prepared with all of your numbers and really know your brand inside and out. And we'd love to see your application here coming very, very soon. So this talk was really intended to go into more of, so that's what's going on. So that's kind of, let's say, like, that's the first half of Coffee Talks. So we've got all of the exciting things that are going on here at the Fashion Incubator, a lot of programming. Just kind of a quick recap. Designer in Residence starts this Thursday. First cohort goes live. Then on October 7th, the Macy's course starts. It's a 6-week class. And so you will see, if you haven't signed up for the Eventbrite, we'll see if we can drop that into the chat or share that with you. That goes live October 7th. And then the programming for the embassy, for the Egyptian Cairo, the ATX Egypt Exchange Program, that actually starts December 1st. So if you're trying to track, when do I find certain things at the incubator, and if I'm participating in the incubator, what days do I do them on? So it's really, if you want to think about it, Tuesdays are international days, Wednesdays are our public classes, and Thursdays are the designer in residence courses. So designers in residence, that's a jury. It goes through a process for them to be able to be a part of that program. So does the international program, but the public courses are just that, they're public. So if you see the link and you want to take the class, take the class. We'd love to see you. All right, so one of the things I wanted to jump into today, guys, I'm glad I got a chance to kind of split this half and half, is a bit of change that we're seeing right now regarding how people are going to market. And some brands have actually been doing this for some time. I linked an article from Fast Company that's really talking about kind of updated models. And I think for a lot of us, who've been in business for some time, or, maybe we're a larger brand, we really want to make sure that these things actually work before we devote a significant amount of our business to that world. And so one of the things that we do is we really try to make significant changes to how much inventory we're carrying, how much time it takes us to get to market, how much product gets delivered each time. There's a lot of things that have been changing with that, but truthfully, I think that there's still been a lot of struggle on that front, because we really don't know how much product is really going to get consumed in the market. And a lot of brands got set back in March. So imagine this: regardless of whether you're an emerging brand or a more established brand, you ship your product to your destination, whether it's a specialty store or department store, because they booked your product back in maybe August, September, October, the previous year. So you're delivering product that's supposed to sit, to deliver maybe the end of February, maybe end of March, sometimes in the middle of April, to the store to sell to customers. And so a lot of that product, made it to the store. But then anything after that point got canceled, because now they're sitting on product that can't sell because everything's been shut down. And so between the canceled orders and the inventory that's sitting in stock that won't be saleable in just a little bit of time here, this is now creating some significant problems. So this isn't something that's completely new. Some version of these kinds of things have happened all along, where product gets to the store, maybe it's late or damaged, or, it gets there and there's too much of it. And so the store just bought too much. And now there's, the question of, is there a chargeback, or is there a way to kind of deal with the extra inventory that we didn't get through? Inventory is just a problem in general. So whenever we look at different brands, that have kind of dealt with this over time, whether it's, luxury or bridge or activewear, everyone's had their issues with this. You're sitting on millions of dollars worth of liability, millions of dollars in assets that aren't saleable, and so we find that, these are opportunities for brands to really think long and hard about, how do I make a difference here, and what's viable and scalable for the kind of business that we typically do. One of the things that I really appreciate about the Fast Company article is that it kind of deals with two sides of the coin, and maybe even three. We've got, if there was a third side of the coin, right? Let's just be real. So there's a few different sides of this to consider. One is from the perspective of the customer and the psychology of the customer and the expectations of the customer. Then it's from the position of, really the designer in the store, if we're talking about those who are selling directly to the consumer, to others. And then there's a side of the manufacturers, and the people who are expecting to have to, pay for their staff, and being able to keep their doors open to be able to produce. And a lot of these models have been built on volume. A lot of these models have been built on, okay, if I can get a higher unit, then I can get a portion of this product paid for up front, and have a deposit, so that I know that I'm not going to get left holding the bag on all of these units and all of this labor unaccounted for, and that people can't just walk away. So people hold their spot with a sizable order and put down a percentage of the or the whole things, depending on what the arrangement is. They put down the money for the product up front, to some degree, and and then businesses or manufacturers go to work. Now, whenever it gets time to distribute this product, we're really having issues, from a designer standpoint, of saying, I don't really need 5,000 units. I really just needed 3,000 units. But in order to get cost, I have to go to 5, and it's like, okay, now what of those other 2,000? Oh, well, we'll just market into those. Well, we'll just sell into those. We'll just make that work. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Right? And so now what does this create? It creates waste, it creates overflow, it creates assets getting tied up, it creates product being used, materials being used in spaces that they are not being sold into. It creates a lot of issues, right? And so this is really an opportunity for us to kind of take a step back and say, okay, well, what's going to make a difference? The manufacturer needs to get paid. The designer needs to be able to make their margin. So does the store. They need to be able to sell what they've purchased. And then the customer has a responsibility as well, right? What are we used to? What are we used to buying? How are we used to buying it? What are expectations when I walk into the store? A lot of times, a lot of these larger stores are kind of built on the excitement of new. Just purely the excitement of something new. When I worked as a designer for multiple brands, the question was always, what is the newness? What is the new thing? What's the exciting thing? What's the thing that gets the customer in the store? What makes her stay a while? What makes her consider the other things that we've designed? What's the newness? Why is she here? And this is, or why is he here? And being able to speak very clearly to what that is and why. And sometimes, for a lot of designers and businesses, this is, if you've watched my workshop Wednesday, you saw last week I talked about concept. And I kind of share a little bit about how a lot of that is gut plus science, okay? It's gut plus math on how we land on concept. And similarly, that's really the way the fashion industry is run. It's gut plus math. Things don't magically go viral. We don't just automatically start loving, studded army jackets, though this is one of my favorites. So you'll probably see this pop up a few times. There's nothing wrong with wearing things more than once, especially when you love them. So you'll probably see it. Red lip, not red lip, kind of a clean face. I think that's how I wore it last time, just kind of hair pulled back. So, so guys, the way we dress and what we choose to put on our bodies has a very different, there's a lot of reasons why we put on what we put on, our daily armor, so to speak. So one of the things that, in terms of customer psychology, and how brands are speaking to that, whenever we're looking at an American market, we really do have a lot of expectations in terms of whenever I go to the store, I don't want to see the same things that I saw the last time I was there. If I see the same batch of like cobalt, tomato red, olive green, black, white, ivory, and then something in striped again, how many different times do I have to see that? Oh, and then throw in some blush for just good measure. That palette has lived on and on and on and on and on, season after season, in a variety of different things. And, if you work in our business, you'll probably chuckle to yourself because you probably have renamed cobalt 100 times. You probably renamed tomato red, any random variety of, oh, it's a little orangier this time, so it's vermilion, so you've had to rename these colors because these are the ways that people are expecting to shop, is to kind of refresh things that are just a slight tweak on what they've had before. Guys, I think that we've kind of gotten to our fill point, especially with the way that life is right now. One of the things that I really appreciate about this, and this is something that our technology partner is really helping us to execute on, is, creating these on-demand models. People want a bit more control over their product. I can't tell you how many times people ask me, okay, Nina, I love that dress from your collection, but how many of those were made? The question is because they don't want to walk around town and see 10 other people wearing the exact same thing that they just purchased. There's a bit of exclusivity, a bit of, uniqueness, a bit more hand, little bit more of a signature onto how people want to pull their clothes together. And if it's on demand and some level of customization, these are things that are really helping people to feel a little bit more excited about the purchases that they're making. The article that I referenced from Fast Company actually, it references Misha Nunu and her brand, and how that whole idea of being on demand is something that she's actually been doing for some time now. As whenever people are actually asking for the product is when the product is getting made. And so it's not like there's like a whole warehouse full of dresses or a whole warehouse full of shirts. She was able to convince, some factories earlier on that they wanted, that this is really the way forward. And so, there's still a variety of ways to be able to secure that from a factory standpoint. You're concerned about, well, how are they going to be able to take care of their people? How are they going to be able to keep people employed underneath that model? And, one of the things that I really appreciated from the article was that the Misha Nonu brand was actually able to still commit to a certain number of units for the factory. However, it was still made on demand. It wasn't going to get made all at once. It would only get made when it was requested. And so I'm really excited to share about a resource that I know of here that I believe is quite inundated because I keep sending him business, and I'm about to send him some more business. But there are some really great on-demand setups here, because what we really want to be able to do is to support the growth of these ideas, because this is really where we believe sustainability and transparency are coming from in fashion, as well as just a shift in the way that customers are going to start engaging, and then maybe some different ways that our department stores or specialty stores can create value in the experience for customers as well as for brands. These could really be an exciting times of accelerating some of these ideas and models that had just kind of been dabbled with, but maybe now this is kind of our new way forward. So really the focus of this portion of the conversation is really to kind of say, hey, we've got some model opportunity here, where I think some people have kind of started to show that it is profitable, that the margins are better, that you're selling things at full price, that people are taking things and buying things that they actually want to wear and not just amassing, product without really any thought as to what it is that they're purchasing. And I think that one of the things that the Mishinunu brand was able to do was to really look at products that were not they were not as expensive as some of the other ones that are typically in that space. However, for some people, and I don't want to say it like some people. I just think that right now, during COVID, during just the way life is, disposable income is not what it used to be. And, a lot of places have been seeing a severe decline in sales, and a lot of people are sitting on a ton of inventory that needs to be dealt with, needs to be addressed. But we really think that as we're looking at going forward, that the business model that seems to really make sense is really focused on really an on-demand model where, I go online or, whomever goes online, and we're not shopping today. We go online or we, see something, in store. We're able to see that this is something that we would really love to purchase. We're able to get the right size, have it made for us when we order it, and have it shipped to our home within a reasonable time frame. And that the people who were employed during that were compensated fairly. I believe that we're on our way towards that, but I believe that technology is really going to push us into that space. So really we're focused on more of on-demand mass customization, opportunities for you to really put your fingerprint on the things that you wear, the things that you love, the things that you own, but also being able to create less waste in a very traditionally wasteful industry, to create more sustainability, where we're not polluting and creating so much extra waste that it's getting shoved to the far reaches of the world. And that's a real thing that's happening now. I was talking to a branding Donna and not too long ago, where they were telling me how they couldn't even go to their own beaches because of all the clothes waste that's all over the sand. These are things that have to be addressed, and on demand could really do that. For those of us who are kind of considering, our own spending habits and the way that we typically do our work and how we connect with others, through our clothing and what we choose to put on our bodies and how we choose to present ourselves. These are all things that are really key here, kind of in what this new model or this new way forward really represents. And I think every brand really has its own due diligence to figure out the pricing, to really get that pricing right, because, you got to feed yourself to feed others, right? You can't, what do they say? Put on your mask first before you go to help others. You definitely, whenever you're in an airplane, guys, if you're following my analogy here, everyone's got to eat. So you can't starve yourself to feed everyone else, but you can't starve everyone else to feed you either. And so this is really an opportunity for us to find responsible ways to improve our go-to-market strategies, to improve our business models that help propel us into this next age. COVID-19 has really been an accelerant of ideas and business models and opportunities. And I believe it will only continue to be that way as we're still wrestling and dealing with this virus globally. This is really something that none of us expected to be in the space and to live with this way. However, we're seeing some drastic changes that are now forcing us to look at some things that we were not planning to look at. So, as we're looking at more on demand, we see it, we have some opportunity to customize it. We purchase it, it's made when we request it, not sitting in a warehouse beforehand. and then it's shipped to you for your enjoyment, pretty much your enjoyment only. That it's something special and unique. So we're hoping that this is really something that will continue to take off. But as I wanted to note, there's a wonderful partner, a really great friend of mine. His name is Kirby Best. He's the CEO of On Point Manufacturing in Florence, Alabama. And as we get, opportunities to connect meaningful business his direction, we love, love, love sharing what his business is doing. So if you haven't gotten a chance to check out any of these on-demand manufacturers, one that's here domestically that is one of my personal favorites right now is On Point Manufacturing. So definitely check them out. Whether it's on LinkedIn or just on their website, you'll be really impressed with what they've been able to do. They literally help people build their businesses one style at a time. And they've really done incredible work. They've shifted, I believe, 70 to 80% of their business into personal protective equipment to really support the global pandemic and really, supporting our folks here at home locally and really supporting the healthcare industry as well as kind of the general community. But this is really an opportunity for, to just kind of for you to see what's really possible. So they've done some incredible work. Definitely would encourage you to take a look at them there. But again, just wanted to give you guys an update on everything that's going on here at the Fashion Incubator. This is really how I'm starting off my week, checking out business models, checking out our program, getting things going for the week. And we look forward to getting a chance to catch up with you guys here soon. If you have any questions for us, we'd love to answer them for you at fashion.incubator@austincc.edu. I want to thank the folks that have been sending me emails. I've been seeing those pop through and of answering those. And we're really excited to be able to build community and connect with you and connect you to meaningful resources here in the Austin area and beyond. If you want to check out any of our upcoming programs and events, check us out on our social media. It's at ACC Fashion Incubator on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And then on Twitter, we are at ACC Fashion Incube because Twitter's, can't have that many characters. But we'd love to see you there. Feel free to connect with us. And we are so happy that you're joining us here for Coffee Talk. So I'll see you guys on Wednesday for Workshop Wednesday. And again on Friday for ACCFI Presents. Thanks so much, guys. We'll talk to you soon.